Hey guys, Sam here again. I'm back with another video dissecting the 2021 NFL draft class, and this time we're going to be looking at the wide receiver core. Now, I'm sure a lot of you know that the 2021 class is going to be incredible, maybe superseding the 2020 class. We have been very fortunate to have a lot of great receivers in these drafts, and there are so many that I'm actually going to be divvying up the wide receiver analysis into numerous tiers of videos because there's just a ton that are NFL ready. So today I will be dissecting what I consider the first tier, which will be, of course, Ja'Marr Chase, DeVonta Smith, Jaylen Waddle, Rashod Bateman, and Rondale Moore. Now, some of you might want a couple other guys in tier 1, but for me, those 5 are the definitive best wide receivers in the draft in no particular order, of course. So I'm going to be dissecting and analyzing their play style, their fits, and let you guys make your own decisions as to who you want to draft in the first round of your own Dynasty drafts. So the first one I want to talk about is Ja'Marr Chase out of LSU. Now, you know this draft class is deep because I'm not talking about the Heisman-winning DeVonta Smith wide receiver. He's actually probably going to be the third one I'm talking about. So Ja'Marr Chase is 6'1" and about 208 pounds, and he is your perfect number one receiver in an offense. He will instantly slot in and be the lead receiver, probably on a team like the Dolphins or the Eagles or something like that. He's going to go top 10 without a doubt, probably top 5. If he goes to the Eagles at 6, they're taking him. And he honestly does fit all sorts of schemes. A spread offense, he does well. A vertical offense, he's obviously going to be the deep threat. But Ja'Marr Chase obviously opted out of the 2020 season, so we last saw him operating at LSU with Joe Burrow. When it comes to hauling and jump balls, there is not a better receiver in the 2021 NFL draft class than Ja'Marr Chase. Obviously, Chase was Burrow's go-to target in LSU's record-breaking offense in 2019. As a true sophomore, Chase set the single-season SEC record for receiving yards at 1,780 and touchdowns with 20. When focusing on the 29 campaign, Chase's route-running technique, hands, ball skills, post-catch ability, and blocking shined bright in a historic season for Chase and the LSU offense. Chase couples excellent vertical athletic ability with uncanny body control and contortion ability, and he also has the coordination to use these traits effectively. Additionally, Chase possesses incredibly active, reliable hands, and he's always in control of his motions in midair. Chase's ability to extend the catch window and fight for 50-50 balls is valuable, but lost in that emphasis is the fact that Chase is also a good lateral athlete as well. He doesn't have great fluidity or agility, but he has speed in the high 4.4s or low 4.5s. And when he hits open space, he can turn on the jets and create distance between himself and defenders. Chase also has good contact balance after the catch, and while his elusiveness isn't a staple of his game, his 208-pound frame and exceptional balance allows him to shed contact and keep churning out yards. The challenge forecasting Chase to the next level is we've only seen him find success with Burrow and offensive coordinator Joe Brady in 2019 when the environment was ripe to produce. Additionally, while Chase has good size and athleticism, those components aren't elite traits that would be preferred for a wide receiver prospect selected high in the first round. With that said, his polish shined across those 14 games in 2019, where he showcased the makings of a dynamic number one receiver in the NFL that has the skill set needed to produce at all levels of the field. Ideally, Chase would have a larger sample size of production to evaluate, but we've seen what he is capable of at his best, and that is exciting. So next I'm going to get into the Alabama receivers, but particularly right now we're going to focus on Jaylen Waddle, who obviously had that really gruesome ankle injury and somehow came back to play in the national championship game. But Waddle out of Alabama is 5'10", 182 pounds, and is best used either in the Z spot or in the slot. And he fits most schemes, but he'd probably be best in a vertical offensive scheme. Jaylen Waddle is a dynamic wideout that spent time on the outside, in the slot, and periodically as just a chess piece in the backfield. He possesses a unique skill set, with notches of speed that most defenders are incapable of reaching, and he plays the game as if he's wearing a jetpack. Waddle can create yards in chunks after the catch and is lethally elusive in the open field. Waddle thrives in the vertical passing attack, and he ran a sub 4.3 and uses that speed both as a receiver and as a returner. The wideout makes his surroundings look as if they're moving in slow motion compared to his high-level controlled speed. Containing consistent hands, he also has a wide catch radius that enables him to attack the ball at its apex when entering his target range. A player that can be used as an ultimate decoy with various types of motions. He forces defenses to always account for where he is on the field no matter where he aligns. His experience and vision as a return specialist carry over to his ability after the catch, as he's a slice and dice ball carrier that's able to knife through defenses with ease no matter if he's operating in tight spaces or with lots of green grass in front of him. Capable of running a variety of routes, he's an all-level threat that can have an equal impact as an explosive play generator no matter which domain he catches the ball in. An easy separation generator, he's wise with his approach to running routes and plays the game in a controlled manner despite it looking like he's in fast forward compared to everyone else on the field alongside him. Despite still needing polish on his routes in the intermediate areas, as he can sometimes take extra steps at the top, the good far exceeds the bad in that department. Waddle only played in 4 games during the 2020 season as he suffered a fractured right ankle that resulted in surgery in October of 2020. All signs point to him making a full recovery from that ankle fracture, but it's still worth making note of. He rushed his recovery to return to the college football playoffs and clearly still looked hindered by it. Following a 15-yard jet sweep, he came up limping. At full health, though, Waddle is absolutely electric on the field. And now we are finally getting to the Heisman-winning wide receiver in DeVonta Smith out of Alabama. He's 6'1", 175 pounds. And he is a yards after the catch monster. He's ideal in a West Coast offense, sort of like a Brandon Ayuk to the San Francisco 49ers, where he can just get the ball in his hands and make work with it. He's ideal in the Z spot, but can also play in the slot. And he is significantly better than his physical stats might indicate. So obviously DeVonta Smith is the official winner of the Heisman Trophy and the first wide receiver to do so since Michigan's Desmond Howard in 1991. Smith is a wide receiver that has played in multiple spots for the Alabama offense, but has aligned in many different areas depending on the formation and field position. At 175 pounds, he's inherently underweight, with his body dimensions already maxed out in his upper and lower halves. Predictably, that's where most of Smith's issues arise. He can struggle to fight through contact at times, and bigger, stronger defenders can muscle him when he doesn't have leverage. With that being said, Smith does everything he can to mitigate that concern. With any other prospect, that weight would be a massive red flag, but Smith's playing style makes it almost irrelevant. Smith is incredibly detail-oriented at every level of the rep, and this helps him win regardless of opposition. Off the line, Smith has good explosiveness, a diverse set of release packages, and he's also incredibly proactive in using subtle, brisk movements to confuse defenders. Smith has the ability to employ quick head and shoulder fakes to feign his intentions, and his jittery style allows him to keep defenders on their toes. Although he may never make defenders miss consistently in space, he has elongated strides that will allow him to eat up room quickly. Additionally, Smith has value on special teams as a dangerous punt returner. Smith will test well at the NFL Combine, but his athleticism alone doesn't separate him from defensive backs. What separates him is his high football IQ, toughness, diligence, and microscopic attention to detail. Those are the traits a prospect needs to perform beyond their limitations, and Smith fulfills that requirement. Turning to his national championship performance, DeVonta Smith exploited the Ohio State defense single-handedly in the national championship. The Heisman Trophy winner logged 12 catches for 215 yards and 3 touchdowns. Wait for it, all in the first half. In 2020, Smith succeeded to a point where NFL evaluators can safely look past his size constraints. Smith is an elite football player. Whether you need him to separate, make a gravity-defying catch downfield, or take a dump off for a double-digit gain, he can get it done. That kind of reliability at such a high degree is rare in the NFL. So having finished the top prospects out of Alabama, I want to jump to Purdue with Rondale Moore, the 5'9", 175 pound Swiss Army knife for an offense. He is a return specialist who also probably would fit best in a spread offense. And we're going to talk about his injury history, but if he's healthy, he is an absolute stud in the open field. Rondale Moore should be considered one of the 2021 draft's most electric prospects, but he's also one of the biggest wild cards in the process. When healthy, Moore is a multi-purpose weapon who can break open a football game with any touch of the football. He's provided run after the catch, special teams plays, rushing usage out of the backfield, and vertical receiving over the middle of the field. There isn't a lot that Moore can't do. I want to especially focus on his short area burst and his yards after the catch ability. There has not been a wide receiver in the past 2 years that has shown the ability to make hard cuts and accelerate to max speed like Moore. Just watching his ability to change direction is unbelievable, especially when he makes other highly recruited players look like high schoolers. He certainly takes no time letting his burst be known to any defender. Moore is also legendary for his after-the-catch ability. Whenever a team puts their number 1 receiver at punt returner, it is obvious they know how good they are in this category. Moore is a juke machine with extreme power in each and every step. He is a nightmare to defenders when the ball is in his hand. But Moore, for all of his merits and gifts as an athlete, has endured significant durability issues throughout his 3 years at Purdue, and any NFL team drafting him is effectively doing so based on the play he put on display in 2018 as a true freshman, when he arrived on the scene in a big way and embarrassed Ohio State on his way to becoming a household name. Moore has scarcely played over the last 2 seasons on account of injuries, leaving durability as a major red flag that must be vetted, and even then may be a disqualifier for some when pairing that with his stature. His situation is not dissimilar to how the process treated Colorado's Laviska Shenault in 2020, and Moore may be a victim of his own versatility and medical flags and be pegged simply as an offensive weapon by some teams, watering down his draft day value. If you could guarantee that you'll get your hands on a fully healthy Moore, you're getting a game breaker who may win you a handful of football games by individual efforts in any season. He's that dynamic. But the tightrope act that whichever team selects him must walk is difficult. They want to give him as big of a role as possible without exposing him to the wear and tear that will routinely cut his season short. And finally, to round out this tier, I'd like to jump to Minnesota and discuss Golden Gophers star Rashod Bateman. He is 6'1", 210 pounds, and I would say he honestly does profile as a number 1 receiver for an NFL offense, and he fits a vertical scheme best because he is really good at getting those 50-50 balls. Rashod Bateman projects as a starting NFL wide receiver after spending the last 3 seasons in the Minnesota Golden Gophers program. After setting a high bar in his freshman year, Bateman became one of college football's elite sophomore receivers. In 2019, Bateman racked up 1,219 yards and 11 touchdowns on just 60 receptions. Some quick mental math tells us that he averaged 20.3 yards for every reception. Bateman offers an impressive blend of route running, elite hands, yards after the catch ability, complex release sets, ball skills, high contest catch win rates, and a competitive toughness into a frame that should alleviate any concerns about his projection to working on the boundary. Bateman's collegiate offense utilized him on a lot of in-breaking patterns and finding first and second throwing windows via run-pass option concepts at Minnesota, but he shouldn't be pegged as only a zone beater or a slot target. For example, Bateman's ability to track the football and win at the catch point flashed just as much as his smooth breaks and easy acceleration off the line of scrimmage. While he's not a true burner, there should be no concerns regarding separation ability thanks to a diverse release package and effectiveness at the top of the route. Bateman does a lot of little things well, which should theoretically set him up for an early impact at the pro level. Bateman has multiple Pro Bowl potential with effective quarterback play in the NFL. So that's my analysis of the first tier of the 2021 wide receiver class. Obviously, there's a lot more I'm going to cover in the next video, which I'll be analyzing tier 2. If I left anyone off that you think should be in tier 1, obviously I'll be analyzing them in tier 2, but let me know in the comments on why you think they should be in tier 1. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are going to be talking about Terrence Marshall Jr. out of LSU. But yeah, I'll be coming out with tier 2 really soon. And please like the video if you really like this analysis, and let me know what you guys want me to do next outside of tier analyses. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed.